Ah, it's so annoying. Sorry about that, guys. We're back. Just gonna fast forward to 8:50, and then we'll continue. Very, very brutal. My internet started having issues yesterday, and again, I think it's the physical connection. I don't think it's actually a problem with my internet, but my cord or something. So, whatever. We'll get that fixed hopefully today. Alright, almost caught up. We're at 6 minutes almost. Your ISP is not an AV4 injury. I agree with that one. Okay, so I'm gonna pause in 3. Or, sorry, not 3. 3, 2, 1. Okay, I'm paused.
All right.
All right, you ready?
Count down. Yep.
3, 2, 1, go. All right.
Oh, mine just jumped to 9. Well, mine just jumped a shit ton. Go to 9:19. I don't know what the hell just happened.
Okay, I'll go 2x real quick.
What the heck? I'm at 9:19. All right.
All right, I'm at 9:19 now. Press play.
All right. Oh my god, this is so dumb. I'm just gonna pause and try to let you catch up for a second. It keeps jumping like 15 seconds every time I click play.
Okay, so just wait till I'll just keep going. We're at 9:30. I'm at 9:37.
Okay. Cool. Perfect. I think we should be good to go. We might be a second off or so.
Yeah, I'm at 9:47 now. I don't know what you're at.
Yeah, I'm right around there.
Okay. All right, so we see walls coming up now. One villager has been killed for Beasty. Blacksmith techs are in both stables, still producing knights. And oh, here comes some potential XP for John.
Oh, that is some XP gonna be coming in, but will Jean go down? She does.
Yeah, she is gonna go down. Yep. So that is actually pretty brutal to lose her that way. I mean, that's the thing with the Order of the Dragon horsemen. They're a lot stronger than normal horsemen. We do see some attacks going on the backside. 3 weak knights right now.
The one thing I will say for Puppy though, yes, he lost Jean, but he took the trade much better than Beasty. So he took down a ton of military units. Beasty didn't realize that there was a wall on the backside, and there's going to be a good amount of horsemen here going down. And Beasty, look at his military.
Yeah, he's only at 10. There's still a lot of knights on the field. There's 2 gilded spearmen so far. He does have a solid farm transition of 14 farms at the moment, which is you know, very nice for him. We don't see the respawn timer for John. That's sad.
Yeah, one of the things to think about is those horsemen, same exact price as a knight, but actually they cost a little more considering Puppypaw. He's used that consecration ability from Jean to make both of the stables a little bit cheaper.
Yeah, instead of 140 food, it's 105. Still 100 gold per night, but you know, could be a lot worse. I mean, it's still nice to get cheaper knights. And another horseman in. Will it get another vill kill here?
Good reaction by Puppy. He's got another couple knights there ready. One charge goes off.
Yeah, and here's the thing. It's not looking... I mean, Jean d'Arc should be coming back soon. And, you know, look at BC. He's at 17 farms. He's at 900 food per minute. You know, he's getting to a very solid level. And he's killed 3 villagers. So, you know, Puppy's ahead, quote-unquote, by 3 villagers. But really not, because, you know, again, or the Order of the Dragon villagers do work faster.
Yeah, and he's still on more villagers, but this one might actually at least give Jean some XP if he surrounds it. Another villager goes down. Puppy not respecting that horseman enough.
Yeah. I see some people in chat incorrectly stating that you do not get John d'Arc back after a respawn timer. There is a respawn timer. At least in the games I've played with her, when she dies, she comes back after a certain amount of time.
Yeah, no, she does. It's like the con.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Because that's what it did for me, unless it was bugged out for me.
Wall's having to get canceled, but Puppy's circling with more and more knights. There's still another group of 8 knights on the north side that just haven't been able to find any damage because of this wall, because of this base by Beasty. And Beasty, he's about to drop Regnant's Cathedral. I mean, what is Puppy going to do to this base? Beasty has 9 spears, and those spears will essentially just, if knights get close to those, they're going to get one shot.
Yeah, so here's the thing. Beasty's going Castle Age, and he can start getting gilded knights if he chooses to, which I'm gonna bet he is. And what's Puppy gonna do about that? I'm not sure there's much I mean, he has a lot of knights, so you know he can take one, obviously, but still something to worry about.
Yeah, I feel like he could have dove this outpost a while ago before the spear number kind of climbed up, but just was so distracted with these constant 1 or 2 horsemen that circle on around and then occasionally get a vill or 2. It's been 5-0 on the kills, and I mean that does end up adding up and has allowed Beasty to have this safe Regnant's Cathedral.
Yeah, and we're seeing more and more. I mean, that's a solid group of knights, 23, but it doesn't feel good when you hear that age up for your opponent, you know, because look at Puppy's not even close, right? He's at 578 food per minute, 36 in the bank. He's definitely not very happy to hear that age up.
Yeah, the only thing really going for him is Jean. You talked about it. The Holy Wrath ability deals with spearmen quite a bit better, but those are gilded spearmen. Those are hard to mess with.
Yeah, but now here's the thing, right? If you can deny the gold, then you can't get... Because BC doesn't have that much gold in the bank.
He doesn't get a brace off. Here we go. Fight going in.
And Holy Wrath, and the spearmen just die. Even the gilded spearmen don't do very well against that. And unfortunately, those were feudal age. I mean, those knights are pretty hurt. And John d'Arc, you know, she doesn't have the most amount of health with her. Does kill a gilded knight, though.
Oh. That's so much XP for Jean that she was just able to get. And look at BC's farms. You talked about, yeah, he's got a great farm transition in. There's level 3. Spawns the men-at-arms, and this is the perfect time for Puppypaw. Jean, no. What the Jean?
Yeah, doesn't want to lose Jean right now. It's at 56. She's at 56 health. Villagers going down. Oh, Jean, 4 health. Oh my God, 3 health. 2 health.
Health.
No, arrow slits got her. Oh, that's brutal.
She falls, but look at BC's total economy. He is up on the north side on the berries, and he has been able to sneak a relic behind this.
Dude, arrow slits are MVP there. You know, I mean, Puppy knows he needs to do aggression. That's why he's being so aggressive.
Throw the relic! Throw the relic!
Tries to deny the relic. I mean, BC has no gold. He's got 93 food in the bank. Another barracks comes out. And, you know, no military for BC at the moment. And what's Puppy doing? He just has more and more knights on the way. He's doing a farm transition himself. I mean, so many knights. There's 10 knights and 3 of those Jean's companions.
Look at what Puppy found, though. He found the north side berries.
Yeah, this is what makes, you know, top players so good. They always find this. You can't sneak this. They don't let you.
What are those villagers? They just wrecked that knight.
Oh, yeah, they don't let that knight have any mercy. Second relic is coming in, though. And we see more and more knights coming.
BC was able to get this wall down on the west. Now to get to those berries, it takes a huge circle around. The main group of knights are still on the TC. Men-at-Arms still alive, but the second relic about to come back in. Now, and the villagers at least secured for now.
Yeah, well, Puppy noticed this. Oh, nope, he's not. That second relic is going to get in. He's just staying under the town center fire. Kind of, he's keeping 21 farms idle, which is kind of his plan. He's going to start killing some farms. You know, these berries, there's not that much food left on them, right? There's 250 plus 188.
And now we're at the point where there's 15 villagers in the TC, so every villager that pops out should be able to get taken down. And Puppy has reinforcing knights going to those berries that you were just talking about. Jean has returned.
Oh, that is scary. He's just burning farms now. I mean, he's going to lose all his knights, I think, at this rate. You know, Beasty is starting to get some units, and he does have a couple villagers on the right-hand berries. I really feel like Puppy needs to just get off the farms. He is losing all his knights. Does bring 5, takes him off the berries.
And gets a few more villager kills on the backside.
Yep. But here's 4 gilded spearmen. They are Castle Age too. These are not Feudal Age anymore, so now they do even more damage. Ooh,
Puppy did burn a few of those farms at least, and remember, those aren't in the chapel, but now there's prelates out to inspire, and it's not just a few prelates. Beasty is pumping the prelates out. He's got 3. He's about to have a 4th.
Yeah, and now, you know, the mass knights may not work. And look at this. Puppy's actually going across the map to take Beasties, deer, and berries. So these 2 villagers will be discovered, probably be killed, would be my assumption.
Puppy, though, he's taking the fight against those spearmen that you were talking about. He still has Jean using her abilities, but ooh, the damage is high.
Yeah, I don't think that's a good fight there. Definitely not what you want to be doing. If he had all his knights, maybe he could have taken that. But now he knows about these 2 villagers. He's going to go kill them. And, you know, BC, he's on 22 farms, so it's not going to take long for him to get his food, or, you know, a big army again. And I think Puppy's window may be over. I don't know if he's going to be able to finish off.
He needs to match
here.
this castle timing somehow. Not match it, but like get this castle timing himself. Because the units that Beasty's about to start making are just going to even heavier outclass Puppypaw.
Yep, because now he's starting to get Gilded Knights again. And he's got the Gilded Spearmen on the way. You know, he's producing 2 at a time. And, you know,
and it looks like he's going to go to crossbows as well.
And there's 12, too. There's 12 Gilded Spearmen now. And that's probably... I don't know if that's enough to take on 20 Knights, but I guess we'll see. And BC is going for his... He's got 4... He's about to have 4 relics. Like, this is looking really
spawn
bad.
Came on in, so the men-at-arms are at least going to be a little bit better. They don't take that extra damage from the spears, but Puppypaw taking another fight. Prelate's trying to heal up all of those spearmen, and this fight actually...
He has Divine Restoration.
Better than expected. But John falls again! And Puppypaw, he has to fall back. 13 spears still alive. He's got 14 knights, but those are veteran gilded spearmen, and now all of those spears that are low, they're going to get healed back to full.
Yeah, yep, and I think at this point, it's pretty, I'm not sure if Puppy can really bring this back. I mean, it's, that's a lot of gilded spearmen, and it's at the point where now there's so many spearmen that, you know, the Holy Wrath ability is even worse against him because, again, they're gilded, and I'm not really sure what else Puppy can do here. What time are you at, by the way, right now?
I just saw that. The problem is every time I pause, it jumps forward
pause.
15 seconds.
Yeah, don't pause.
I'm at 21:42.
Okay, so I'm ahead of you by a couple of seconds. We're fine with that.
Okay, cool. That works then. Oh, gotta love it.
And I gotta love when the internet poops out.
Puppy's been having to make his own spears now, and this is where Beasty can just make all spears. The villagers for Puppy are going to start getting taken out, and I mean, we talked about it earlier. Puppy kind of lost this timing a bit ago.
Yeah, he's trying to do trying to find a way into the wood line, but again, it's all walled off. Beasty's definitely going to be aware of that. And I really do think one of the big mistakes Puppy made was staying under the town center fire for so long. He lost so many knights that, like, yeah, he idled the economy, but there were still berries being gathered, and it just ended up not working out very well, which is unfortunate.
Yeah, I mean, it was also one where I think if he had kept Jean alive during all of that time, it would have been a whole different story. But that one arrow slits, that one damage was just such a big difference maker.
Yeah, Gilded Knight might go down here. I mean, it's very close to death, but oh, there's the Spearman to back it up. You know, I'm surprised Beasty's not going to kill those villagers on the berries. He knows it's there.
There the Spearmen go. Right as you say that.
No, they're not going towards the villagers.
Berries.
Yeah, the berries on the right.
Yeah, I mean, it's an upgraded outpost. It'll just take a lot of time to burn it, I guess. So he's just like saying, hey, I got better things to deal with.
And we do see the 5th relic being grabbed. So now Beastie has all the relics. He's definitely, he's got a solid 31 farms. Puppy doesn't even really have 17 farms. I don't see a world in which Puppy can win this game at this point. I think it's looking pretty bad for him at the moment. Wonder if he's going. I mean, he's not even close to castle. I don't even think he's looking to go castle. Looks like
he's just not getting wheelbarrow and horticulture. That's good, right?
Yeah. Perfect timing.
Oh! No, don't do this. All right.
How are you ahead of me again? Okay. I'm ahead of you
I have no idea. I feel like my game has occasionally been jumping now.
Oh,
maybe
weird.
it still thinks I'm in like your group or something. I have no idea.
Yeah, I might have bugged out because of that. Ooh, John almost dies to the spears. But I mean, this game's got to be almost over. I just don't see Puppy holding on. Like, how does Puppy? He's got like Beastie has double the military, 5 relics, crossbows, gilded spearmen, gilded knights. I mean,
I think Beastie might not know. Well, it's also if Beastie steps too far forward, the knights could just come into his base and ruin his eco. So that's might be what he's scared for. But he's at the point now where he's so far ahead on the military numbers that it's not much the Puppy can do.
yeah, with this unit composition, there's not much he can do at all. Like, even if he made archers, I don't even think that would be enough, unless he had like a 30.
And that front gold starting to be focused down again by Beastie, and he's the one starting to press forward. The spears, they're not the same spears as the other side, but there are a ton of knights here. Jean using her ability, giving some healing to all these units.
Yep, and you know, we can try to hype this up as much as we want. 74 to 15. It's just dropping like a rock. And that is GG. Beastie takes game number 1.
Man. And now we get to get back on the same page.
Yes. Thank you, Marine Lord. Thank you, Fistbro, for the raid. Hopefully you guys had a good time. Thank you, Green Frog, for the tier 1 subscription. Greatly appreciate it.
It's also, I felt like that wall from Beastie just proved to be so effective. I feel like instead of burning all the farms, if Puppy had just burnt down the wall and not allowed the like villagers to just go escape on the berries once he scouted it out, then it kind of could have just fully idled Beastie rather than allowing him kind of 2 spots.
Yeah, and yes, Beastie did give JD to Puppy. To be fair, I guess that map is bugged, which it wasn't when I checked it out, but half the resources didn't spawn. Which is Thirsty Sips. It worked when I looked at it a few days ago. What did you do, young man? All right, you're in the group, right? Perfect.
I am in the group. We're all good to go. And we'll get to see our game 2 matchup here.
Okay, either they just started, or I hope they put observe mode on.
Finished.
or yeah, I could have just finished, I suppose.
I believe they just started a little bit ago.
I feel like they just started too, but I'm actually, I guess we can check. Let's see. Yep, it's let me observe. Let's get into the action.
All right. I'm gonna guess. Oh, there we go. We see it. I was at least gonna be right on one of the civs.
Zfred Anderson
So
just
Beasty
subscribed.
on the Byzantines and
Thank you very.
Puppypaw on HRE.
Yeah, thank you for the prime. Greatly appreciate it. Z Fred Anderson, glad you're enjoying the stream or the tournament or both. Here we go. We have, yeah, so Beasty as the Byzantines. And over here we have Puppy as the Holy Roman Empire. That is right. We are seeing HRE for the second time today. Not Order of the Dragon, but actually HRE.
That is correct. And as you mentioned with the Byzantines on the earlier match, we do see the berries opening from Beasty. So he wants that earlier olive oil production coming in, I believe, once you kind of get that cistern up going.
Yeah, and I'm a big fan of. I'm personally a big fan of it. I love going the olive oil immediately. It just allows you, like I said, it allows you to get that first contract immediately the moment you hit feudal if you time it correctly.
Yeah, I almost kind of think of it as like opening with the Uvu as the Mongols. It's like you want to go ahead and start getting your olive oil. It's one of the keys to your civ. It's one of the things that can unlock a lot of extra bonuses and kind of these extra timings that you can really force some reactions to your opponent. And HRE, a civ that we know likes to kind of play their own game.
Alrighty. Yeah, so I'll be very curious how this plays out. I wonder if BC's going to go for a feudal aggression or if he's going to try to go for a more castle approach. You know, either option I could see being the case.
Yeah, it's one of those, when you think about the Byzantines, they have a couple abilities that like really will allow them to, I feel like, counteract HRE pretty well. One of those is just going up with the Hippodrome.
Yeah, I mean, that's my landmark of choice. I definitely prefer always going for the Hippodrome a lot of the time. Just because, again, I think 1TC play is better. Like, I've been experimenting with 1TC play, keeping like a villager or two on stone so you can get the cisterns a lot quicker. And I almost wonder if that's stronger than going straight for 2TC.
Man, Puppy, 530 food in the bank. What is he planning on doing here?
Yeah, not sure. We'll see. I didn't have anything to add to that.
It's usually you'll see that kind of timing where the feudal age is going to be a little quicker, but maybe it's just been a while from HRE. He's been playing the new civs and inspired those foodvilles a little more than he intended to.
I mean, to be fair, if you look at it, most people have not been playing the old civs, right? Since November 9th. Not many people are playing them, so they might be a little rusty with them, or might be a little off their timings. I know I was when I played both Ottomans and Rus. I was not used to it after not playing anything but new civs for a week.
Yep. It is the chapel as expected, and it is the Hippodrome as we were wanting to see from the Byzantines. So this is that military landmark, allows the triumph ability for all those horsemen, and that's what I kind of expect BC to start out with as well.
Also, that chapel location is kind of, he's not going to be able to, it takes away like 3 farms, right? Or more. Because it's right now next to the town center.
Questionable location to say the least. I mean, looks like he's maybe wanting to get that stone in the influence, so might be going for that old HRE 2TC build.
Yeah, maybe he sacrificed that so we could get some influence on his wood gathering, berries, sheep, obviously, and stone. Maybe that was his plan. I mean, if he's going 2TC, feels like it might be a little late, but hard to say.
Really late. I don't think he is. He's got extra. I mean, I can't tell anymore. Who knows? Like you said, could be off these timings, but the Hippodrome finishing, and this is where Beasty, he's already got the resources in the bank to immediately start queuing up some horsemen.
Yeah, and look at this. Spearman already going across straight for the gold. So I think Puppy wants to deny any potential fast castle build if that was the plan.
Yep, and he already has the Spearman out for those horsemen that are already in queue by Beasty, and so Puppy had an idea for that extra food that I was talking about. I thought it was just kind of these missed timings, but it was not by any means very clean, as he has Spearman to protect himself. He's got his deer being pushed in by the Spearman. Beasty's actually trying to come mess with it, but there's spears here.
Yep, yeah, this shouldn't be able to be done. Already getting poked once.
Twice.
You know, trying to be very annoying. Again, it's something we're seeing more and more top players do, is just really spreading out that deer. I talked about it earlier in the last game, and it's very annoying to deal with. It's almost going to get to the point where, as a player, you're just going to kill your own deer so you don't have to worry about it.
And it is a later second TC play, so almost has, he's about half the resources there, and is able to connect some shots on the horseman, as it is, again, trying to just spread out the deer and be annoying.
Yep. And, and we do see the longbows for the mercenary contract. That's what I like to do a lot, is go for those longbows. And then, you know, just going horsemen, some longbows. And then second TC should be coming out soon for Puppy.
Yep, does that force drop off and can head on over to the deer that already have spears ready and waiting. Another horseman getting some damage down. We'll deny that TC location. Force it back a little bit.
Now, the thing you have to think about as well, though, is look at how much damage those horsemen have taken, right? Like, that one horseman is at 7 health. The other one's lost about a quarter of its health. Does that make it worth it? I mean, because, you know, well, with Triumph, they do heal, right? So maybe it's fine.
Maybe so. There's still spears here, though, and he's trying to deny this, trying to delay this on up.
Yep. Very common kind of tactic to do. You know, just kind of, just trying to find an opening.
Oh.
You'll never find one usually, but sometimes you get lucky.
Yeah. Beasty does end up losing that 7 health horseman, and the spears chasing down the rest of those. Puppy, though, look at where he's scouting. He sees the mass amount of villagers back on the gold. He knows that it's going to be a quicker castle play from Beasty. But
Yep.
Beasty's going to have the longbows out in a second to deal with these spears.
Yeah, exactly, and that's exactly what these are supposed to do. You know, these longbows are for the spears, so you can keep the horsemen. And 5 longbows is going to be more than enough to kill those, right? But there is horsemen coming out for Puppy as well. So, you know, he might be able to push Beasty off gold if Beasty's, caught off guard here.
Now, those 5 longbows immediately snipe down 2 spears. Horsemen turn right back around, and they're like, all right, great, well, I've done my job, and I get to start being aggressive again.
Yep, and now he's going to push with some longbows and that. But again, double horseman production coming out, and Beasty's unaware of this at the moment. So he's not going to be expecting this. So there's a chance he could lose all 5 longbows right now if one horseman out. But it looks like Puppy is aware of it, so Puppy does know that he's pushing.
Getting closer, jumps on inside the TC, but longbows, they're just right outside of that TC range, just going to deny those deer. And this is where BC now sees the stables, sees some horsemen circling on around, and so puts down those palings.
Yeah, and that's a very smart way to use them. And here's the
Look
thing.
at that location. Oh my gosh, that front longbow. It's just in range to shoot the deer, but not in range of the TC fire.
Yep, that's always very annoying. Now, if this was a Japanese second town center, it would reach that longbow. If you didn't know, Japanese second town center is bugged.
I did. I forgot that. And Beasty, he actually steps up into, still not in the town center fire range.
Oh, yeah, but now look at this. These longbows are dead, 100%.
Yeah, they're dead, but they've done their job. Beasty going up with Cistern of the first kill should lose his whole entire mass, most likely. All those horsemen quite low health. As you said, the longbows cleaned up. Gold should be able to be denied now. If Puppy just heads straight across the map, he's in a pretty good position here for himself.
Yeah, now here's the thing, right? We're going to have, there's 2 things going on right now. BC has not connected his cisterns yet. I believe 22 stone is enough. So right now he's not really getting the most bonus out of this as he should. And now, BC doesn't have enough to make more longbows, so he's going to be forced off of gold, but he does have enough gold to make 2 cataphracts. And that, 4 spearmen versus 2 cataphracts won't do well, but if Puppy keeps sending in spearmen, then it should be fine.
Yeah, he's up to 6 spears, 6 horsemen. One thing I know Beasty is great at doing is that cataphract. It might not actually go straight to his home base. It might head over to Puppy's side.
Yeah, I mean, if we look at Beasty, he has 10 olive oil in the bank, so he's not going to be affording any contract units for a while. You know, you need 500 for longbows, 480 for land snakes, and all that stuff.
Look at his main TC. He's 27 villagers on sheet.
Yeah.
That's not going to last too long.
Nope.
That's all his food.
And first cataphract about to be out. You know, BC trying to raid with his horsemen. Again, this is the smart thing you see a lot of players like BC, Puppy, Wham, all those players do, is they try to go for reinforcements. But again, there's already spears back there. And Puppy, recognizing that Puppy does retreat. You know,
I feel like he needed to keep up the pressure, though.
I think he does, but I think he also recognizes that he only had 5 spears there. A couple of cataphracts is going to be able to clean him up. So rather than lose all his units, he's just going to kind of gather, build his army again, and then he can maybe put on the pressure once more. And you got to remember, the Cistern of the First Hill does have flasks which allow healing, and then there's Triumph ability as well. So if he stayed there, he was going to lose everything.
Those horsemen still providing some annoyance, denying over those berry villagers. Puppypaw not quite yet to those Castle Age resources. Cataphract on top of those villagers on his gold vein.
Yep, has lost 2 villagers, but okay, no, he gulped it up, made sure not to lose it.
Gulp.
Oh wait, ooh, almost an over. Oh no!
Beasty, no!
So.
Oh my gosh, Gulp is nuts. He heals so much, but the other cataphract gets taken down. Another villager goes down, and another cataphract falls. Beasty.
Yeah, that's bad. He lost that. He lost his horseman and his scout. He just lost a ton of resource. Look at the destroyed value, 1,280 worth of stuff. That was losing 2 cataphracts like that is not worth. Because for those who don't know, cataphracts are 180 food and 150 gold. He just lost 360 food and 300 gold.
Yeah, he's got 1 cataphract out, and that is his only unit. That's it.
Oh, and he did use Triumph. Oh, no. So he kind of wasted his Triumph ability, too.
Yeah, he's trying to find a spot to raid, trying to find a spot to go in, but Puppypaw is now full walled. Both TCs are nice and protected. He hasn't dropped a ton of farms, so that's like his one worry, but he doesn't need the farms. He just protected his berries. He just got a full set of deer behind him, and he has another set of berries that he hasn't even touched yet.
Yeah, and yeah, Puppy's sitting pretty. He's got a full, yeah, like you said, that full deer pack, 2 berries. He should be very happy with his position. He's now raiding, forcing Beasty off of the berries he was just on. Might even get a Vil kill or 2.
Oh, great surround there. Just at least getting damage on a ton of those villagers. Might not have gotten kills, but more idle time and just overall damage in general. Spears, though, haven't moved forward, so those cataphracts will just make those horsemen circle right back and head on home.
Yeah, we got the second barracks being built. You know, now we have Varangian guards. You know what? Men-at-arms for Byzantines, which have a special berserk ability where they do +6 damage for 30 seconds, but they lose 4 armor in the process.
Puppy, though, look at what he's doing. It's the Burgrave. We got some burgers going. He's just going to get some upgrades on these spears. He's got 21 spears and then can start pumping out some men-at-arms as well. And just all of that food that Beasty needs that we were just talking about. Beasty has no farm transition. All of his food is so far out on the map and so easily idle.
Yeah, I'm surprised at the Burgrave. I feel like that's not necessary because he's already got 2. I mean, I know it's not 5 barracks, but he's got 2 barracks. But I guess he just really wants to kill BC in the Castle Age. And to be fair, he's going to probably be able to because there's no farm transition, no second town center. Puppy is ahead by 15 workers, and he's up 3-1 military.
Yeah. And he still has those horsemen in BC's base that BC can't really deal with that easily. Yeah, he has some men-at-arms there, or Varangian guard, and but those are kind of slow, and the horseman will still cause that idle time that he needs.
Oh, you know why Puppy may not know is he isn't aware of 2 of the relics on the map, so he might think all the relics are being taken right now. Maybe that's why he did it.
Puppy still hardened spearman now,
Ooh.
actually. Oh,
He tried to
trample through.
trample through spears, and that does not work. Or at least it
Yeah.
doesn't usually.
We see the gulp, but the gulp doesn't matter when you're surrounded by spears. All of those cataphracts go down except one just barely able to escape with his life. The crossbow's in the backside, just supporting, doing some extra damage to the Varangian guard. And the horseman going for yet another circle.
Yep, and you know, he's just chasing these down. Gulp indeed. Gotta love the gulps for the cataphracts. I do think it's funny that it actually says gulp when you use the ability. I find that hilarious.
Beasty actually losing those couple Varangian guard, focused in on trying to send some others for some raiding party, but just hasn't been able to stabilize. And guess what? Puppypaw is starting to mass up behind this. It's Expos. He's going to have the perfect counter unit to anything and everything that Beasty's making right now.
Yeah, and you can kind of see Beastie starting to run out of food on the map. Deer are gone. He's got his berries, and then he does have another set of berries. Oh, look at this. Monk being taken care of before he can grab even a single relic.
And the berries that he just moved to get spotted out. Yeah, there's two Varangian guard there, but no worries. Puppypaw finding damage, gets a Vil kill, forcing the villagers away.
Walls opened up on the left. Here comes a cataphract and 6 Varangian guards, but Puppy's already ready for it. He's like, ha! Watch this, fellas. We're gonna dominate these. Kinda? There we go.
There they are. So easily spotted out, and more importantly, he quickly re-walls. So now the units are stuck inside. So even if, like, yeah, Puppy has to chase him down, but should be able to close the distance. Wololo coming in. I think the units are gonna die before him.
Yeah,
Doesn't
they
matter.
died. They died before they could even get converted.
And the crossbows do close the distance, clean those up. The one cataphract still making its distance away, but more and more resources just continuing to go down the drain for Beastie, I feel like.
Yeah, and you know, Puppy's at a 22 villager lead at the moment. Which again, it's a that lead's only growing more and more as the game goes. Puppy has a good group of 13 farms now. And, you know, BC's starting to mix in farms himself, but he's only got 3, although he does have 2 relics. Like, looks like Puppy's only getting 1 relic, and BC's going to get 4. I'm surprised that Puppy... Actually, I'm not surprised. Puppy and Wham, I don't know. I feel like they're not as much grabbing relics. Feels like a lot of times they forget.
Well, even still, you know, it's the HRE. I feel like that's one of your higher priorities, but I think you kind of called it out. Puppy didn't scout a couple of those. I think he thought that a few of them were already gone. And at that point, you're like, why would I even make a monastery? Why would I even, you know, focus on sending a bunch of these prelates out that early and quick? It's not a high priority, because instead he needs to prioritize that Burgrave timing and have the Burgrave pay off.
Yep, exactly. And now we got to see what kind of the plan is to go forward. You know, BC's playing not BC. You know, Puppy's still being pretty defensive. He's spamming a lot of units. He still has 36 to 27. BC's main army is Limitani, which is the special spearmen, and Varangian guards, and then some crossbows.
Yeah, I mean, he's definitely outmatched on the military numbers. He's definitely outmatched in the eco behind this, especially considering Puppy. He's got inspiration on his side as well.
Oh, did he get that upgrade? No, okay.
Oh,
I thought maybe he got inspired.
Oh, that'd be nice. Inspired warriors.
Yeah.
Oh.
So
And Puppy moves forward through the wall before it gets built. Crossbows on the backside. There's so many crossbows there. The front line of BC is getting crushed, but actually the spearmen not taking, or Limitani not taking as much damage from those crossbows as they would if they were Varangian guard.
Because they're in shield wall mode. So they take 50% less range damage. But their move speed and attack speed... Oh, wait. Yeah, but their movement and attack speed are down by 25%.
The wall does barely get built up, but the crossbows deal with that rather quickly. And Beastie, he's got deer, he's got 1 set of berries, and he's got 8 farms. I don't think the 8 farms are going, or 10 farms, I guess, olive groves are going to end up cutting it for him.
Now look at Puppy's food income, 2.1k to the 800. Yeah. I mean, it's massive. Like, his economy is so good. BC's just now getting level 4 for the cisterns. Don't think it's going to be enough, though. And I think...
Puppy's just fully online here.
And there's a good chance, by the way, this is the first time either player have played HRE versus Byzantines. You don't... The old civs aren't played against the new civs, so, you know, it's the thing that, you know, no one knows how to play the new civs against the old civs, really. Like, what... Maybe the best way to play against HRE as Byzantines is to go to town centers yourself.
Who knows? But one thing we do know is Beasty almost getting his military tripled, and there's no... And I mean, it makes sense. He's getting his food tripled. His production's tripled over here, and Puppypaw, he's about to just A-move into Beasty's base.
Yeah, and if Beasty was hoping that this would be enough to get a win, Puppy, I don't see how Beasty's gonna hold this. 56 to 25 military. Puppy has the sacred sites. Puppy just has a massive ranged army. I mean, if Beasty wins this, he's the god of Byzantines.
And look at the queue as well. I mean, Puppy, he's constantly got, 6 to 10 units in queue over and over again. There's just a stream of red coming across the map. Men-at-arms, crossbows. Men-at-arms, crossbows.
Yep, and we do see some longbows coming out from the mercenary contract, which are not upgraded yet. So these are just normal longbows.
Mangonel shot perfectly dodged, immediately sends the men-at-arms. It takes down the Mangonel. That was Beasty's one true hope.
And look how many units are still like just kind of chilling on this mill. There's still a lot. And Puppy does... Oh, I didn't notice Beasty made a second TC. But Puppy's up by almost 40 workers. He's now on the wood line, killing the workers. Mangonel emplacement being made, still 25 seconds away.
The crossbow group from Beasty, there's 5 crossbows left. They're getting cleared on up. The villagers, they got a wall to run out to. They're trying to circle around to the other side of the wood line, but Puppy, he's splitting these small unit masses all around to where Beasty's not going to have this little bit of extra eco he can just all of a sudden gather from. As I say that, though, he's about to have enough for a keep. He's probably going to try to drop a keep to secure himself.
Well, I think right now he's trying to drop. He keeps making Mangonel emplacements, so that might be his his one hope that he has. Oh, he was gonna make a keep, but stopped it. Okay, Mangonel emplacement out. That did a lot of damage to those crossbows. He's gonna try to place.
Crossbows.
So look at this. He's trying to place the keep right here by his tower, and it might go down. And so BC let's
look. No, look at what Puppypaw's doing. He's got a keep. He's got double siege workshop. If BC drops this, Puppy's immediately gonna siege this down.
Yeah, and this kind of comes down to look, BC's quote unquote holding, but he's down to 60 workers to 109. Military wise, he's down by 10x the amount, or 10 times the amount. Well, now it's not because he made another one, but. Yeah, Puppy's not... I don't see Puppy letting this happen. Look at this. He's got units over here. He is aware that BC is out of gold. Immediately denies this, so he cannot grab this gold over here.
Yep. He's still been on the east side, Barry. Still been on that east side gold. And now that the keep is finished, the siege workshop is finished, this is where now Puppypaw has drawn his line in the sand and just gets to siege down the whole base. So much for those Mangonel emplacements. A trebuchet will take down that outpost very quickly.
Yeah, 62 to 114. This is where I've noticed Puppy kind of. I really feel like Puppy's, was in a little bit of slump the past couple tournaments, and I can just see he's in really good form right now. He's constantly making sure, making sure that BC wasn't on that gold. He's got his keeps. He's got 3 siege workshops. He's got trebuchets. He's already going to take this down, and. Beasty has 1 trebuchet, but I don't think that's going to stay alive for very long. And recognizing it, he calls GG, and Puppy takes game number 2 and ties the series 1-1.
We are going the distance here in this quarter final to the final game. Byzantines was not able to stabilize, was not able to keep alive from the onslaught after Castle Age.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, if you look at the eco tab, 10,000 more food, 3,000 more gold, 4,000 more wood for Puppy. He was up in every resource but stone. Definitely a good game by the Puppinator.
But game number 3, we'll get to see what the civs are gonna end up being. We'll get to see what we have in store.
Yeah, exactly. And I know people are saying, you know, Byzantines need a buff. I just want to state that I think Byzantines is a very complex civ, and they're going to take time to figure out.
I agree. I actually heard Mista talking about it, that he was like, the civ's awesome. It's just like he said, there's so many different things you can do. There's so many different ways you can play. So it will take a lot of fine tuning there.
Yeah, I think people expect, like, it reminds me when Malians came out. Like, yes, Malians got some small buffs, but, you know, once the fast castle build was kind of figured out, which was even came in before a lot of the, like, the buffs, it's, you know, it just takes time for civs to be figured out. And Byzantines is a very complex civ. They are not an easy civ to play. There's so many ways you can play it. You know, is fast castle the way? Is 2TC the play? I think it depends on the matchups too. No one has any experience playing against the old civs with the new civs, so no one knows what they should do.
Yeah.
I mean,
one of the things I always laugh about is how long it took us to figure out that warrior scouts were like this unbelievably impossible unit to deal with, and then it was like, now they need to get nerfed to the ground.
yeah. There's just a lot of information. All right, so we've got Byzantines for Puppy, French for Beasty.
I like this matchup. I'm excited to see this one.
And this is on Himayama, at least the first one I've casted today.
So one of the things that I know you can do, which obviously Puppy is not doing it because he's starting on all the food, and BC starting on all the food, would be if you actually wanted to take this water, you can the Akratoy defense, you can use your villagers to actually deny any of your opponent from trying to do so as well.
Yeah. No, you're right. That's one thing. And, you know, with that aqueduct, yeah, the cistern, because you're talking about the cistern defense, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, just making sure I understood it correctly. And that, you know, it actually does a lot of damage. Like when horsemen or knights, like they actually destroy knights too. Like when you get 8 villagers on the knights, it actually kills them pretty quickly.
Yep, absolutely nuts. But it looks like both of these players are saying, no, we know this map. We have played this map. The water is a bait. So neither player going to take it at all here to start off. No dock being dropped, just OGs, just normal openings.
Yeah, it's so interesting. Like, is it really worth skipping the water on here or not? Because it feels like no one goes for the win. Or goes for the water, not the win. And the thing is, I don't know if it is worth going water because, yeah, you can invest 150 wood into a dock. You can make 4 fishing ships, but that's also a second town center because those fishing ships are very temporary. It's only 2,000 food.
Yep. Goes away quite quickly. You really have to have that time, like almost like the timing to pay off. It's like, why did you go the dock? Are you going to have this pay off? But it's also a sacrifice to have it pay off, that if your opponent has this quicker feudal timing, immediately focuses down your middle pawns, well, what are you going to do?
Yeah, exactly. And, you know, I'm very curious how Puppy's going to play this because he had to have guessed that there's a good chance that BC's going to pick Byzantines for him. And
I think he assumed that.
Wait, did the stream die again?
No.
Oh, okay.
I think you're good.
Okay. Whew. I was gonna be, God, I'm gonna be pissed if that happens again.
Oh, Beasty though, dropping in 9 sheep at home, plenty of food under his town center for the long haul, which French love to see, just nonstop being able to spam some night production, that W key. Oh, okay. I was about to say, I saw the Grand Winery and I was kind of appalled because the Hippodrome really allows you to almost have your own military footing like the French.
Yeah, and the thing is, right, is cataphracts are stronger than royal knights, even in Castle Age, even if they have royal bloodlines, I believe, aren't they? Or am I wrong on that?
You are correct. The royal knights have 310 health in Castle Age, and the cataphracts are what, 360?
Yeah, 360. And they have an upgrade to give them an extra armor too.
What?
Now, of course, it is a lot harder to mass cataphracts. They are, again, 150 gold, 180 food compared to 140 food, 100 gold. So,
that being said, one of the things that Byzantines can utilize quite effectively is horsemen. Even though, yes, they're weaker than knights, you don't always have to take the head-on engagement. So you use that mobility to poke and prod, be annoying, and kind of get to that point where you can be massing up whatever else you want behind it because you expect Beasty to be going with the typical Knight Archer.
Yeah, we see a barracks already coming out against smart play. And I wonder if BC's going to end up using his villagers to grab these fish. Wouldn't be so... Like, you know, it seems like a smart idea to me. Go for the shoreline fish because you can... with your villagers instead, right? It's faster the gathering than a boar, and it is right there. And French typically does have map control.
I would say yes, but except for the fact of what I just talked about, those horsemen, they're going to constantly poke and prod. And yeah, your knights are going to be able to take down horsemen, but you don't want your knights to be fighting horsemen and defending your villagers. You want your knights being the aggressor, being on the opponent side of the map.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. I don't think BC would do it immediately. I think if he was to take that middle, it's once he's like really secured himself. And you know, here we see the first spearman coming out. Looks like, oh, I thought it was gonna go straight to the middle. Is he like, does Puppy not know that he hasn't taken the middle? But there we go. And I don't think Puppy has gotten many sheep. Let's find out how many sheep he's gotten. Yeah, he has 6 sheep and that's it. Compared to Beasty, who has 12 sheep. So, you know, this is not good for Byzantines because he's going to be forced on those berries a lot earlier than he'd probably want to be.
But look at what the choice is from Beasty. He's going for the stone. He's going for the second TC. And this almost opens up a 1 TC Byzantines play for me in my eyes. I want to kind of see if that's what Puppy goes for. See if he can turn around and get some aggression.
I love how they both passed each other. You know, Knight and Horseman just walked right by. Gotta love it.
Yeah, there's no worries. And then that hardened Limitane is just chilling by the wood line, exactly where they need to be.
Yeah, and so Horseman trying to go for gold. Obviously, there's going to be nothing on the gold. And let's kind of see where this kind of goes from here. The second cistern could be placed down by Puppy if he wants. He does have enough stone for it. Horseman going to get hit. Nope, never mind. Still avoids it.
A couple of those spears actually decide to head across the map. That way they can get some aggression down. And the other spears, they're still protecting where they need to. So, you know, again, if you're making units, you want to be doing something with them. And that is exactly what Puppypaw is trying to do.
Yep, you typically don't want to make units and then not do anything with them for 10 minutes. That's usually not the play. It means you could have used those resources elsewhere, especially this early in the game.
Puppypaw makes his 2 olive groves early on. Hasn't decided to go on to the berries on the front side. No mill play yet.
Oh, here's the knight, but Puppy is aware of it. And I mean, it's one of those things, right, where, you know, Puppy's aware that he doesn't have the best, he doesn't have a lot of sheep, so he's got to start mixing the olive groves early. Otherwise, he's going to run into a problem where he has 0 food income, and then he just dies because he can't make food or can't make anything.
Yeah, but this is at least nice for him. He's gonna get some extra, you know, olive oil production. He's got some extra food that's nice and safe. He's got a heavy amount of vills back onto the stone, so looks like he is wanting to either expand the cistern play here or drop a second TC and match the opponent.
Oh, look at this. Villager. I don't think a villager will go down, but did take him off gold for a little bit. BC still doesn't have the wood for his second TC, so neither player having 2 TCs yet. Not sure what Puppy's plan is yet, because he is gathering a lot of stone. I'm guessing 2 TC as well, but he's going to be late just like Beasty is. Because if you look at Beasty, he still hasn't started it. He's actually throwing down an archery range instead. So he's got 380 stone in the bank for whenever he does decide to throw down that second town center.
Yeah, this is one of those where I feel like you kind of get baited when you scouted out your opponent's stone. You're like, oh, he's got the second TC down. It's like, no, it's not down yet, but you don't know that until you see the second town center. The horsemen, though, they're circling. They're trying to at least pick off this one knight as they can use that mobility and just constantly get some damage down.
Yeah, and Puppy throwing down more walls. I don't think Puppy knows about this section here where knights can go through there. I don't think he realizes that.
Yeah, all the way on the eastern side, wide open.
And second TC is going down for Beasty here, and Puppy is also going to be making his second TC. He's going to obviously make his a little bit safer than Beasty's, because again, the difference between Knights and Horsemen is a big deal. Knights kind of secure that map control. Whereas Horsemen, they can't as much.
Think about the location for Beasty, though. If Puppy had gone all into military, this would just be such an easy thing to deny down, I feel like. But he went to his own second TC himself. He's going to have the cisterns expanded out. So, yeah, Beasties are going to be working a little faster, but Puppy's villagers should be working a little bit harder.
Yeah, that's true. He's about to have a 10% buff on his food gathering rate. Because as his second cistern is finally connected. Or, well, about to be. Now it's connected. Nope, it's not connected. Oh, he's not 100% there. I've done this before. It is, with cisterns sometimes, it can be a little, I don't know if it's buggy or just, maybe just misclick, but yeah, he needs to connect it. I wonder if he'll notice it.
Horsemen are still circling around trying to find some damage. Beastie does have an outpost on his gold now, though. And he's building an outpost on the TC. This is actually what I heard a lot of, like, when I heard talks about TC nerf and like what should they do with the TC nerf, how should they nerf it, should they make it cost more resources, have, you know, less range, whatever. It was like, well, if you're gonna make it have less resources, just it's gonna be an essential extra 100 wood because you're gonna drop a tower next to it and now you're gonna have 12 spots.
Yeah, exactly. I think it's just it's really not as big of a nerf as it seemed. Like, I still think 2TC is gonna be, you know, the meta. And oh, looks like he used Triumph ability. He's trying to just kill these archers because there's no defense.
Yeah. Villagers even pull out the shivs. The archers getting focused down first, and I believe all of them should get taken out.
Most
a villager quite low health.
Now, was that worth it? I mean, he did kill all the archers pretty much. Like, BC's down to 4 archers. He had a lot more. So that part's nice. But then he did lose 4 horsemen and a scout for it. Was that worth it? I'm not so sure. Oh, and Puppy never got the Explorators upgrade. He's just now getting it. Which, by the way, meant he probably would have killed one of those villagers.
One of those villagers was definitely at 6 health, which means the horseman hit it multiple times, would have 100% gone down.
Yep, which means that would have been 20 gold. So that's a little bit of a bummer. It looks like Puppy has not gotten the border settlements for the houses. I legitimately think most players don't know about this upgrade, by the way.
Yeah, we saw how effective it was for Anatan. It allowed his vision just to be so crucial. It allowed him to have the knowledge of everything that was going on the other side. Beastie circling around with his horseman, his cavalry, but the walls from Puppy, the TC from Puppy, just proven to be a good old defense.
Yeah, exactly. And we do see longbows coming out now for Puppy. Puppy is also moving to his second berry pack. And, you know, the food gather rate right now, heavily in favor of Beastie. He's at 1,100 food per minute to 650. But, you know, with the Limitane spears. And, yeah, guys, the cistern is not connected, and Puppy hasn't noticed it yet. And I wonder what the
that's where that food would be just a little bit more. Villagers not able to be taken down. Look at that micro from Puppypaw. Jumps out, puts the low health villager inside, and just makes sure that that low health villager will not fall.
Yeah, it's a, you know, that's what good players can do. They can do stuff like that. Me, I would have just been like, well, I lost a villager, but at least I saved 5.
Yeah, the outpost works. See?
But that's what would have happened to me. But that's what you know. That's one of the many things that's the difference between me and Puppy, or me and Beastie, and all those players. And again, Knights. You know, I wonder if you know. I was gonna say Beastie's gonna go castle, but no, he's not. He's definitely focusing on feudal aggression. Does get the knight, which is nice.
Knight on the backside gets taken down, but Puppy, he's got a lot of vills on the berries, perfectly pulls back. Some horsemen circled around, dove into the knight mass, but just wants the Limitani to close the gap, and 2 horsemen immediately fall.
Yeah, and a second set of longbows incoming, so that's very nice. I mean, military-wise, Puppy's actually ahead of Beastie at the moment. Beastie is also, you know, taking some damage on his knights, and it's kind of funny that these... I guarantee it, neither of these players know the best way to play this matchup. Like, it's just like, it's so interesting to see, and I'm glad we're seeing matchups like this finally, because no one knows. Like, people are just guessing.
Beasty's starting to move out on the southern side. He's been massing archers next to that TC for a while, just waiting, watching, and it would be a great, you know, leg up on your opponent, kind of just jumping in, but Puppy knew he's been making archers, and Puppy has his own longbows and horsemen himself. So Puppy's on like the 1-1-1, whereas Beasty is just on the knight archers.
Yeah, here's the one thing right now is Puppy is just now getting his blacksmith techs, which is good because Beasty has both of his, and he still hasn't connected that cistern. Oh, it makes me so sad. I just want to be like, Puppy, please connect the cistern.
Oh, he's making a second cistern. And
Maybe.
he still hasn't realized.
But, interestingly enough, it looked like Beasty was going to make rams and decided to cancel that idea.
I think he realized just how much of a military kind of advantage Puppy had, or how many units Puppy actually had. He's been respecting this mass from Beasty constantly and had the correct unit composition to counteract it.
Yeah, and we do see a wall going down. Another set of longbows about to pop, you know, once Puppy builds houses. Oh, Knight's getting poked. Does Beasty have his... oh, he's getting it now. Chivalry is on the way as we speak. And how many longbows is that? Is that going to be... yeah, 15 longbows now for Puppy.
That's no joke. I mean, that's a good little bit. They got a lot of range. They're able to snipe down a lot of the units on the other side. He's got level 2 cisterns. Still not the third.
Oh, I just want to... Puppy, please. Please, Puppy, notice. It's driving me crazy. I mean, it's really easy not to notice, so it's like, I get it. I really do.
And Beasty, he's been trying to find somewhere to pressure, somewhere to aggress, but Puppy, he's just constantly been there. Almost diving into some knights. Decides not to do so. Longbow's going to use that range, though, behind the wall so effectively.
Yeah, one thing to note is Beasty is taking Puppy's second deer pack now. And Ottomans, or sorry, not Ottomans. Yeah, he can take the boar, Puppy, if he can survive this attack. We'll see if he survives the attack. Shield
like
wall
he's
is
taking the
activated.
fight.
Here's the thing: those longbows, he still has 12. He's focusing on the archers. He has 19 spears, which, you know, are kind of staying alive at the moment. Longbows being focused down now. Oh, this is. I think this is going.
This is looking bad for Puppy.
Yeah, I think this is looking very bad for Puppy. And Puppy, I think Puppy was thinking of going castle.
He was, and he takes the fight while he's thinking about castle. The villagers out on the deer now being focused as well. He got his whole entire military cleaned up.
Yeah, I think Puppy was planning on going castle and then had that taken away from him when Beasty attacked. Maybe he thought that fight would go a little bit better. Or maybe he thought Beasty was going castle himself, and now I think Puppy... I think he's in a lot of trouble. And there's enough archers to where those horsemen are just melting.
Yeah, the horsemen don't really mean anything. The longbows don't mean anything. The knights have something to say about those, and there are gaping holes in the walls. The walls are only good as the weakest link, and those links are wide open.
Yeah, we do see more production buildings being spammed out as Puppy realizes the severity of the situation. You know, he's got more and more horsemen coming. Don't know what those villagers were doing, but they were doing something. Oh, trying to build that stable.
Oh no, but he's kiting. Beasty just kited right back into the villagers. Look at how many villagers are falling.
Yep. 11 workers. All the horsemen are gone. Oh no, the backwood line. I suspect.
This is it.
Yeah, I think this is it.
This is going to be it. Beasty behind this is just booming on the eco. He's got 43 units to 8. And now all of these villagers that are falling for Puppy, they pull out their shivs. They try to help the best that they can, but it's not going to matter. Look at the reinforcements from Beasty. Rams being dropped. 3 of them at that. And you can say goodbye.
Yeah, I'm really surprised that... you know, that Puppy did end up choosing French for BC. I would have thought he would have done something like maybe, I don't know, maybe even, I mean, I guess not HRE because that's kind of BC's specialty. He loves his HRE. But, you know, any other Civ really feels like it would have been a better option.
Yeah, I mean,
Dark.
I feel like he had some opportunities here, but I just feel like it just wasn't quite the full beginning to end. The map spawn wasn't the greatest for him, and honestly,
he noticed.
just now realizes it. The extra 5%, that could have been him being at Castle Age. That could have been an extra couple units out. That could really be a huge difference.
Yeah, it's true. It's one of those things where it really can make a huge difference because 15% and 10% gather rate increase can be pretty crazy. Now, you know, there's a 35 worker lead for Beasty at the moment. Might lose a ram.
Losing a ram, the least of the worries. Knights diving into the opposite side. I mean, he's got double the knights compared to the spears on the other side. That's a situation you always want to be in if you're the French player.
Yep. Oh, lost. He just finally got that sister connection, and it's now broken. Didn't last very long, but hey, at least he did notice it eventually. You know, they're one last kind of trying to fight here.
Under the TC, only 7 slots in there though, not nearly doing as much as it used to, but even if it were 10, don't think it would be mattering. Just too much here from Beasty, who wants to secure this final game of the series and looks like he will.
Yeah, I think Beasty has this, and I foresee, I mean, I don't see how Puppy can win this from here, but you know, if he can, I would be...
Eat a shoe.
You know, a shoe sounds kind of yummy right now. No, just kidding.
All right, going ahead. Ram finally taking down that second TC. Well, actually, before it falls, Puppy throws in the towel, and Beasty taking the series 2-1.
Yes, that was a very action-packed series, I would say. I think, I mean, yeah, were pretty aggressive pretty much all 3 games. It was a very good series. And now you just kind of see that here. Again, that game could have gone very differently. I really do think so. I think Puppy was just, he was trying to go castle and then took a bad fight, you know, took that fight and then he was just dead from there.